Man, what the business is, it's your boy Easy, and we back with another episode of Thinking Out Loud. And I got a very, very special guest in the building with me today, Miss Ariel Grind.
What's up, baby?
What's going on? What's going on? First off, I'm excited about this show for a lot of different reasons. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. I feel like that's pretty dope. And I want people to get to know really more about who Ariel Grind is.
Okay.
So before I get into the things I want to talk about, I want to let you introduce yourself first. Let people know a little bit about you.
Alrighty, my name is Ariel Grind. I am an on-air radio personality, model, actor, social media person, or whatever you want to call it. Big social media fan base, and so that's what I do. I just hustle, I grind, I work. That's what I do.
Okay. Are you originally from Dallas?
No.
Okay. My bad.
I'm from Fort Worth.
Okay, it's a
put that out there.
difference.
Let everybody know I am from Fort Worth, Funky Town. That's my home.
Okay.
Photos, Murderworth, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, and that's dope because a lot of people always just say, "Yeah, I'm from Dallas," even though they from Fort Worth. Everything you
Never,
claim your
ever,
city.
Nah, I'm claiming my city. 817 all day.
Okay, I like Fort Worth too because I've recently just moved out there myself, and I just like the diversity of if you want to be in the city, you can. You want to go into the country, a little diversity.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never hurts
Even the
nobody.
clubs and all the bars are like that. Like if you want to be in the hood or you want to be in the little country, you can get it all. So
Facts. Is like Texas, DFW area, is this a place you want to reside at forever, or do you want to you have like a dream area where you want to move?
no. I want to stay right here in DFW. Definitely Fort Worth side. I want to get me land. I want to get me animals. I broke horses like my entire childhood, so I love.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How was that?
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love horses. That's my peace. Like when you're riding, there's nothing else going on in the world, and so like it's just freeing.
So you still break horses?
Yeah. I still have one horse with my grandpa.
Okay.
His name is Rescue. Yeah.
Rescue.
Mhm.
Did you name him yourself?
No. My grandpa did because he actually got him for pretty much free. They thought he was gonna be like a trash horse, but he's actually one of the best trained horses like at the ranch now, and everybody loves him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know how to ride horses like really good. Right?
I'm in the Cowgirl Hall of Fame in the Fort Worth Will Rogers Coliseum.
Really?
Yeah. I used to be on the Escaramuzas. It's like a Mexican horse riding team. So think synchronized swimmers, but with women wearing sombreros, dresses, and riding side saddle. Like
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've went to one, I think, rodeo my whole life, and they did like a lot of different things from like the running around the barrels with the horses.
Yeah.
They did the bull, the riding the bull things, and I always thought it takes a lot of talent and a lot of courage to do things like that.
Yeah.
So you've rode a bull before?
Yes, I've rode a bull, but not like one of the big, humongous bucking bulls that they have, you know,
Okay.
at like bull riding competitions. We do a lot of, it's Mexican rodeo. It's a lot different from American rodeo.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, we have fun. I worked the rodeos my whole life, so I would be putting bulls in, like, through their pens and through the chutes and everything like that, so.
How often they have them around here?
In Fort Worth, they have them pretty often. I'd say, you know, like once a month or so, especially during the summer, every weekend almost. It's a big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cool. I might gotta check some of that out, especially me being in Fort Worth now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did you get into radio?
Actually, I always knew I would be in the entertainment business. Like, always knew I would be in entertainment, but I thought it'd be more so on like modeling or acting or something like that. I never thought it would be radio. But my husband, Menace 817, he's been in the entertainment business for a long time. He was doing A&R, production, all kinds of stuff for a lot of artists, and he linked me up with DJ Daniel Boone at KNON, which is 80. They're gonna hate me for forgetting. I think 89.3, but it's like a community radio where you actually volunteer your time to go up there. And so I was on air with them for not even a year, and then my boss Gio at K104 heard me, saw a couple interviews that I did. I don't know if you remember the artist Rob Stone, I think it is, Kill Bill or
Rob Stone, Two Down Phones.
Yeah. So I
know
did
him.
a interview with him, and I have it on YouTube and everything like that. And so Gio saw me through all of that, and then put me on Young Texas Radio. I worked my way up from weekends. I got that show to #1 on Saturdays. Worked overnights, and then I started doing middays. Worked that for like 5 years, and then also was working like morning show as well, helping out with phones, and now I do traffic, weather, social media, phones, help with producing. I do all kinds of stuff, so I'm all in there.
You worked your way up to the top. And what's so interesting, I tell people all the time, Dallas is a very big market for like radio and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think we're number 4 now because we just surpassed, it was either San Fran or Chicago. It was one of them, or we just passed to jump into the 4th market.
Mm-hmm.
And to be in that position on like a top morning show or things like
Yeah.
that, I definitely applaud you because that takes, you know, a hell of a lot of work and a hell of a lot of effort. And you know what I'm saying, with you being part of a very like diverse community that's what's used to being on the morning show.
Yeah.
I definitely applaud you for definitely representing how you do also too.
I love it. I feel so grateful to be able to like kind of represent for my Mexicanas and Latinos and everybody out there, because I know, I mean, when people think hip hop, I know they don't necessarily think Hispanics, but I mean, come on, it's such
Man,
a
we're the same
mashup.
people.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I'm
such a
trying to tell
mashup
you.
of cultures. Like you really can't go wrong having us. And no matter what you look like, everybody listens to hip hop. So
Thanks.
it's a big deal. So I love it. I love being able to help out and be on the show with Didi in the morning. They're in over 86 cities now, nationwide, syndicated, and so. Big shout out to Didi in the morning. She's amazing and one of the most talented women I know, and one of the most just like caring and nurturing, and she's just so like a great mentor, and she wants to mentor women. I love it, so I'm grateful to be right there below her. I really am.
For sure. Now, before we start getting into like crazy things and topics like that, I do want to dibble and dabble into the. Well, no, you know what? I want to jump into your modeling before we get into the other things.
Okay.
You say you wanted to do modeling before like radio and things, right?
Yeah. So I know this is absolutely horrible, but like even as a kid, I always wanted to be a Victoria's Secret model. But that's
Okay.
because I'm a '90s baby, and that was like
That was big.
Exactly, that was everything, right?
Okay.
That was like everything when they had their angels and all of that,
Mhm.
and so. I started modeling when I was about 12 or 13. I did a couple things, you know, with like Dillard's, JCPenney's, things like that.
That's
And
good.
then I had my first son when I was 17, so of course I had to like chill out on like the modeling for a little bit, but not too long. I jumped right back into modeling when I was like 19, 20. By the time I was like 22, I think I was in like 23 music videos.
Really?
Yeah. I did a lot of like lingerie shoots and things like that, and so it just like really blew up. So it was dope.
That's good. Okay. Do you have, since we were talking about hip hop, do you have like a top 5 artists that you really like to listen
Top 5. Okay, so Snoop Dogg, of course, is gonna be up there. Tech Nine is right there too.
to? Okay. No specific order, just top 5.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar is up there
K-Dot.
too.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna add.
Tech Nine.
Yeah.
You're one of the first people to say Tech Nine in the top 5, but I respect it though, because if you know, you know.
Yeah, thank you. If you know, you know, because Tech Nine is literally like independent and one of the most talented artists out there. But being independent, you don't get as much radio play because
Exactly.
you're not paying the right people to be up there.
Mhm.
But I mean, he's super talented. I've got to meet him. I've got to interview him as well as Calico. And so.
Oh, the battle rapper.
Yeah. So.
You in the battle rap?
I mean, that's dope to watch and everything
Okay.
like that. Don't ask me to spit no bars in it.
But you like it though, the culture of battle rap.
Oh
and
no,
everything
I
like
mean,
that.
of course, I love it. Like, especially like lyrical. That's why I like Kendrick so much. That's why I kind of like J. Cole too, because they're more poets than just like rappers. And that's
Facts.
what like I love when you're telling a story and not just like telling me how your day was.
I feel that. Okay, so we have 3. Give me 2 more.
Okay, I think, what did I say? Tech Nine,
Tech Nine.
Kendrick, Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Well, I'll put J. Cole in there.
Okay.
And let me see, one more.
This is gonna be the first list that don't have that one name y'all all know in their top 5. Watch. And please don't say it.
Okay, well, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
just
no. I'm actually going to throw my girl Snow the Product out there.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's actually a dope Latina rapper, too. She's been in the game for a long time. She's just got a great flow, her own style. Like, she's super dope, too. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. First top 5 without Drake, without Tupac, without Biggie, without Wayne. It's interesting, and I like it because it's very diverse and it's different too. So
let me tell you, I used to hate Drake.
okay.
And it was more so him as a person than it was like his music. His
Mhm.
music is great. It's easy to have great music when you have a bunch of great producers and writers and everything.
Everybody
around
writing for you and
exactly. But I hated him trying to act hard, and I would always be like, bro, I'm harder than Drake. I've been through more shit than Drake has been through. So whenever it was, and the whole started from the bottom, now we're here, bro. You were on Degrassi.
Come on, you was acting way earlier.
Exactly. But after like the Chris Brown video, right, where they were like, oh, Snake, like when he finally started to feel his own humor, and I could see he was finally being himself versus trying to portray this hard image that just wasn't him. So I was able to like gain a little respect for him after that. I just want people to be who they are and stop trying to like copy and act like other people.
Facts.
That's really all it is.
Facts.
So he got a little bit of respect from me.
A little bit.
You know.
Not too much. Feel me, Drake. All right, cool. So, also, this is the show where we talk about a lot of things, people we always just think about, but we never really talk about. You know what I'm saying? So it could be different things that's not personal or different things that's just in general like mind-boggling, but you was just like, dang, I never really saw and thought about that.
Okay.
So, the first one I actually want to talk about today is like growing up, how you grew up. Was it like very, were your family and like people that surrounded you, were they open to like you being with people outside of your like culture, like dating outside of your culture and things like that?
So my mom is Mexican and my dad is white. And when I say
Really?
white, I mean Baba Joe boy. I mean white, blonde hair, blue eyes, 6'3", big country white boy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. My dad is white, my mom is Mexican, but I don't know any of my white family because his family was racist and did not accept him being with my mom.
What?
So I've only met like my dad's grandpa a couple times, rest in peace, and I met my dad's dad a couple times. Like, that's about it. I just met my dad's mom like a couple years ago during like a funeral or a wedding or something like that, and it was really awkward. It was just like, this is my mom. We're like, okay, and then she just walked away to a different table. So yeah, it's hard to have that within your own like blood, like, and know that you just aren't accepted by people. But it is what it is. That's what the world is. You can't. Not everybody's gonna like you, and that's just how it goes.
At the end of the day, they can be like, you can be like, look at me now.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
I don't care. They're missing out on me. So
you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because I know a lot of people do deal with that, and that's why I always, anybody that's have a different culture within their background, I always like to ask that because we're kind of just now getting out of that generation where a lot of people really don't care who you date outside your race and stuff like that. Everybody's more free will, like, hey, love who you love, no matter if they're white, purple, blue, black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
like two of me and my other sister, we're Hispanic Mexican men, and then two of my other sisters are married to white men. So I mean, yeah, my family don't care about that. It's about being a good person. That's the same thing I tell my son. How I want to raise him. Like, I don't care what you do in life, just be a good person. Don't be another asshole on this earth because we got enough of them. Like, and that's literally it. That's all I want for you. Be a good person.
I feel that. Okay. I got a crazy question I just want to throw out there. And this is going to be kind of weird, but, see how you take it. You like money, right?
I love money.
So if somebody offered you, let's say, $1 million, would you dig up a person's grave?
Okay, so I'm not religious.
Okay.
And I feel like, what's the difference between me digging up that grave and everybody digging up the Egyptians and things like that? Like, when you're looking and searching into history. So sure, if you gonna pay me $1 million, I'll dig up a body. I might put one down there for you too.
So let me give you a little icing on the cake. What if they said like this is like a haunted like graveyard and things like that, and like bad spirits and things like that roam around? Are you a person that gets scared easily?
No, I don't get scared easily, but I do believe in ghosts. I have dealt with ghosts in my lifetime. But for the most part, as long as you don't mess with them, don't search for them, don't ask for them, you won't really have an issue. And I think the haunting is really on your own spirit and how you like deal with all of that. So I think I could do it. I'd go to like a haunted house or a haunted grave, anything like that. I'm down.
So would you spend a night in like a haunted like place for one night if somebody offered you money for it?
I guess it depends on how evil the spirit is. Like, because there's a difference. There's really a big difference between just having spirits surrounding you and like ones that are truly evil and trying to cause harm. So if they're like trying to cause harm, and it could, not only that, but they can get stuck to you. I know everybody's gonna think I'm crazy, but they can go with you.
I heard like they can just attach on to.
Yeah, like if they're.
So that's real.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because it's funny that you say that because I asked my co-host P, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, about would she sit in the room if her child was getting an exorcism. And she was like, nah, 'cause she didn't want to be around it if the spirit jumps out and then jump into her and stuff like that or anything. So, I mean, I can see why some people would, but I've always just been curious because before I was going to actually start doing this, I wanted to start taking like 4 or 5 random people that was all different and take them to like places that are haunted and like do just like crazy stuff with body cams on and just see the experience of how different people will react to different situations. You know what I'm saying? And it was just something that I felt was mind-boggling because I don't get too scared of anything, but I've seen some like crazy shit just throughout like movies and shit like that, and I was like, damn, if that happened in person, I'd be freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
I'm kind of like on the fence about it, but I don't really care too much. I really, if it ever comes down to something like that, I just feel like you would have to experience it in the spare of the moment.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But another thing I wanted to talk about too, because this is something that it's I feel like a lot of people get asked this question and everybody answer it a little different. If you were to find out that it was only 20 minutes left on this earth, what would you do in that last 20 minutes?
Okay, so we've all seen that movie Don't Look Up, right? Or
I've heard of it. I don't think I've.
It's a really good movie,
Okay.
and it's actually kind of terrifying because it's something that we would, as a world and as Americans, would do because we're fucking idiots. But what they did, which was just spent that last time with their family, like. I feel like I know people who would try to run and try to hide and try to this, but instead of being stressed in those last 20 moments, I would just want to be wrapped up with my 2 sons and my family, my sisters, my parents, my grandpa, and just have that time with them. So, I mean, if I had a little extra time, I'd make us a last meal so that we could all be together and just like share.
So you gonna work before the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, but I love cooking. I love cooking, so that'd be like just me giving that last little bit of love that I can give to them, and then just be with them, just hold them, and go out together.
Is cooking your love language?
It's one of them, but because it's not just like for one specific person. Because I love cooking for everybody. Honestly, I love to see people eat my food and enjoy it. Like that just makes me really, really, really happy.
Really?
So if I could have I would love a restaurant, but then it turns into work, right? Like your love and passion turns into a job. So in reality, I think I'd be happier if I could just have dinner parties all the fucking time. Because I just love to cook for people and love to see their reaction whenever they eat my food. Like it makes me really happy inside. So it's more of a selfish thing than like a love language.
Okay. So what's your number one dish that you would say like, this is the most phenomenal thing I make? Like I would say this is like my favorite dish to give to somebody.
To give to somebody.
If this was my first time they try my food, this is what I would want you to try.
That's so hard. That is so hard. Because my favorite dish to eat is chile rellenos, which is just a stuffed poblano pepper, like with cheese and meat, and then coated in like an egg white batter, and you fry it and you serve it with like rice and beans. Mexicana, if you can't tell. To serve, God, that's so hard because I cook everything. Like I can make chicken fried steak. I make enchiladas. I make milanesa. I can literally make anything. I make a bomb ass salmon with like garlic butter herb sauce and grilled lemon. Like I love to cook. So it really just depends on the person and their food. That's what it would be. It would depend on that person, so I can make them their favorite dish. I would find out what their favorite dish is and make that. Like.
Okay. Cool. I try to take stuff out of what people say, and sometimes I don't know if I'd be correct, but sometimes I feel like I'd be tripping too at the same time because you just said something about salmon. If I'm not mistaken, has salmon always been around? Or because I remember growing up, I never heard a lot of people eating salmon like that. Like it was never like the fish of choice. If I'm not mistaken, or unless I'm tripping. Am I tripping?
I mean, well, it just depends like how you grew up, because if like you grew up not with a lot of money like us, like then there was no steak, there was no salmon, there was nothing like that. It's more of it's a little bit more of an expensive fish.
But I heard of steak.
Like we all get catfish, we all get this, we all get that. I mean, of course you got, of course you heard of steak because it's just beef. Like you're used to having ground beef or, but I don't know.
Salmon just popped out the blue. You ever thought about that? Think about it. Nobody ever
Like
just
as a dish to serve?
yeah, like it was just a new fish. Everybody just started eating. It wasn't common at first, like, but
you never know because in reality, like how expensive crab legs are now. You know, those were like and overpopulated. Those were for poor people. Like they would allow poor people to eat that back in the day because they would just wash up to shore. And now it's like one of the most expensive things to try to like buy and have and make. And so, and a lot of foods happen that way. I mean, one of our favorite like Mexican dishes is menudo, and that was like, it was like a poor person food because
I eat it too.
Yeah, because of like what it is, like the meat they use. It's
them little balls in it and everything.
The hammy, like but it's expensive to get now. You know what I mean? And I mean the same with lobster, the same. So it just depends. It's all about what's the word I'm looking for? Supply and demand. Like when there's an oversupply of it, it's cheap. Whenever it's in demand, it's high. So
I get that because my girl, like we've been together for a couple years. Her grandma makes menudo every like I think it's Christmas.
Yep.
And they make it with like they make sandwiches on the side and things like that to eat with it and dip in it and everything. And it's something I had to get used to at first. So I'm like, my family, we gonna cook like some red beans and rice and chicken, maybe a little this and that on the side. Like, I was like, we finna eat soup.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. At first, I didn't really like it, I'm gonna be honest. But it grew on me just throughout the time.
Was it the texture of the meat?
Yes, because it's just, why?
You know what it is, right?
I'm telling you, it's intestines.
No, it's cow stomach.
And see, that's another reason now. But see, I don't try to be picky because I grew up eating chitlins. I grew up eating all that stuff like that because in Louisiana,
So I always tell a lot of people, it's a big difference in flavor though. But menudo and pozole, red pozole, are pretty much the same exact thing, the same recipe, except menudo comes with this cow stomach and pozole comes with just pork roast, like pork butt. So, but it still has the hominy in it, and it's still the red broth and all that stuff. So, you know.
Okay. Cool.
You might like pozole more if you want.
Pozole more?
No, just pozole. Yeah.
Okay. Before I get into my next subject, I want y'all also to tell us, when was salmon established? Because I need to know this damn answer. I don't
When
want
the bears were catching that shit out the river, that's when.
They wasn't catching no salmon. They was catching regular fish. Salmon popped up out the blue. I don't care what nobody say, and you know I'm gonna come with a crazy logic every time. And it's crazy because I seen this one dude on Instagram. He was like, I guess he was probably super high. He was like, we need to make some new animals. And when he said it, it was like, you know, he kind of was being funny. He was like, man, I'm tired of chicken. I'm tired of this. You know, y'all need to make some new animals. Like, because the government, they have the power to mix breed anything they want to and come out with something different. And that's what made me think of salmon like that, because I was like, damn, they maybe mixed two fish together to just come out the blue with some shit like that.
You know, maybe it became more common when they started, what's it called? Where it's not wild caught salmon, it's farmed. So maybe that's where it became more common to you, because that's what a lot of things are now. They're farmed. They're farm salmon. They're farm trout. Right. Everything's farmed, which is not healthy for you, by the way. Everything's
right.
So
the government trying to kill us. I mean, I'm gonna just say it. Shit, it is what it is. So when it comes to something like that, when the government has really done, they have the power to tamper with anything we have, which is everything in the grocery stores, unless you go to certain markets and things, or get it homegrown, or get your own ranch and grow your own food. How do you combat that? Like, how do you, like, get past something that you really have no control over?
I mean, but that's the whole game of it, right? You have to have money to stay healthy. That's what, like, the whole organic thing, that's the whole wild-caught salmon, that's the whole, like, that's all of it, because of all the pesticides and everything they put in all of our food. They intend to keep poor people sick. That's the whole point, because that's their biggest moneymaker is hospitals and medicine and everything like that. The more medicine they can give you, the better off they're doing, and the rich are going to continue to get richer, while they sit there and eat their, you know, expensive, organic, super healthy, homegrown food.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is exactly that. It's a never-ending supply of shitty food to continue to make us sick, so that they can keep making money.
And that's crazy, because in college they made us do like a report on something like that, and I talked about how medicine has always been made to treat you but never cure you. Like, it's made to just control whatever's going on, but it's never made to just, like, help you and like get you like
Well, yeah, because they give you one pill to fix this, but now that pill is doing damage to
something
this,
else.
and now you got to take another pill for that, but that pill's doing damage to that. And so, I mean, do you know how many of our foods are banned in other countries?
In other countries, that's crazy.
Like even Mexico. Mexico makes like American products, put this huge sticker label over their products saying like bad for you, warning labels and everything. And they also don't let you have images like cartoons on like cereal boxes and things like that. Like, you know how they target kids with those cartoons on cereal boxes and things like that. You're not allowed to have that stuff in Mexico because they don't want you targeting their children to like make them eat shitty, sugary, bad for you foods.
So no Tony the Tiger?
No Tony the Tiger.
No Lucky Charms?
No little leprechaun.
My childhood just been fucked up. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I love it. I just think it's funny because I feel like people try to like see Mexico as like a lesser country, like not, you know what I mean? But I mean, in reality, they're doing more for their people health wise than we are.
America don't give a fuck about us, and I'm gonna be 100. We are a third world country with a Gucci belt around this motherfucker. That's what the fuck it is. And I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. All we give a damn about is the military and money. We don't really give a damn about shit else. You know
like
what I'm saying?
Like when you got your Corvette parked outside your duplex.
Just like, what? Come on, man. We gotta do better, America, man. And it's like I hope in my lifetime we can see the change that we need, but it's gonna be very, very hard. Because
no, I'm telling you, that's why I want land, because that's exactly what I plan on doing. I plan on raising my own farm, my cattle.
Man,
you know, I'm trying to have my kids grow up a little bit healthier than we did.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And they say if you teach a man how to fish, you teach him how to survive forever. So, you know, I definitely feel that logic, and I think that will be the best thing for a lot of Americans too. So, hey, if you
know, they don't want us to live off the grid, right? Like that's why we're not allowed to collect rainwater and things like that. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
They want to have full control of everything, you know, and it's crazy.
Just wait till all these dumbasses start getting chipped, like so they can track everything you're doing.
Are you like the people? I feel like you got to be a crazy motherfucker to let somebody really chip you, and you haven't seen how this shit works. You know, you don't know the longevity of it. But we can say that about a lot of things. We don't know the longevity of how the COVID shot gonna be. We don't know the longevity of this or that.
I mean, but we're talking shit about people getting chipped, but we're all carrying around our smartphones, which is the same exact thing. It's constantly listening, constantly watching.
Everything. They hear what the fuck we talking about. They hear, and it's crazy because most people first thing they do is grab this as soon as they wake up. They don't wake up, you know, and just be like, thank you, higher power, for waking me up, or you know, say hey to whoever they love, like good morning. They grab their phone. So it is kind of like they like, dang, it'd be easy for them to chip somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because we basically get controlled through social media and everything anyway.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, with social media and perception, now this is something I wanted to talk with you about.
Okay.
And so I felt like it was really dope because I know you just recently got your BBL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about that process, and I wanted you to kind of like educate women who are considering that, like about, you know, the pros, if there are any cons, and like the things that, you know, made you go towards getting yours and things like that.
So again, let me see. I've had 2 kids. One when I was 17, which of course I bounced back from that, because what woman don't bounce back at 17 from having a kid?
Come on now.
My second son though, I just had. He's 4 years old now, and so I was a little bit more old, a little bit more grown, and then I didn't realize also I had quit one job where I was like on my feet for 5 to 10 hours a day, so that's like constant cardio, and I didn't realize that I no longer was doing that, and so I gained weight rapidly and kept the weight after my son was born. I do a lot of modeling, a lot of social media, so for me, my body, my face is my bread and butter. That's how I hustle, that's how I grind, that's how I make my money. So for me, my body's an investment, which was the same thing. I had already gotten breast augmentation when I was younger. I want to say like 20, 21, something like that. I had already got one then. And then this time I did a whole nother mommy makeover. Got the BBL, the breast lift, breast augmentation, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And so for me, it is for money. It's an investment. It's because I work in this industry. Now, yes, I will agree for most part, and a lot of people, it does help because of what everyone is seeing the image they're seeing and being portrayed now. Like I said, right, I wanted to be a Victoria's Secret model. Back then, that was the super skinny,
Yeah, everybody was
real,
scrawny.
like tiny women. Like that's what was beautiful. That's what was fine. But then, you know, you got your J-Lo's, your Kim Kardashians, your Nicki Minaj's, and that's where all of those curves started to come in, and we wanted to, like, really just, I like to say empower our bodies, because I do feel like our thicker girls are finally getting that shine and that love, you know. But I will say some women definitely take it too far with their BBLs.
Yeah, some people shit just...
If your legs ain't matching, you need... Yeah, like if your legs ain't matching, you gotta get a reduction, because, I mean, girls walk around looking like ants.
Ants with the big asses, man,
Yeah,
just
like,
going crazy.
So I'm super grateful because I got thick thighs. Thank you, Dad. And he's, like I said, my dad's a big old boy, and yeah, I got the big thick legs to match with everything. It's all about balance. So that's the one thing I did with my doctor is I didn't tell him a size. I didn't give him an example of what I wanted, nothing like that. I literally just told him that I wanted a BBL, and then he matched it up with my body shape, my body, the way it's built. And so lucky for me, I'm a bigger girl. I'm 5'7". I got that weight. I got thick thighs, so I'm able to carry my weight better. I'm able to have a bigger booty. I'm able to have bigger breasts, and like it just is what it is. If you're tiny, petite, 5 foot, don't go crazy trying to add back there. Don't go crazy trying to add to your chest. Like if your boobs are bigger than your head, it might be a problem. Like just say it.
Hey, y'all know who y'all. Hey, you know who she talking about? Cause y'all. And I don't like to body shame anybody, because you know at the end of the day, what you do with your body is what you do with your body. But you know, and I just feel like if it makes sense for you, it makes sense for you. But
yeah, well, so my daughter, my stepdaughter, she's petite, she's tiny, and she's perfect. Like it's kind of like Meg Thee Stallion now, right? Like we were all used to thick Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, now she's petite.
Build. Yeah, now she's got like a beautiful slender body, but like her booty's smaller, but it's still perfect for her because it's built correctly. It's built the way it should be, and so that's what it is. Like, and you should never be trying to change your body for somebody else. If it's for yourself, for your own like self-worth, your self-value, then okay, I get it. But we also shouldn't be basing like what we look at, like look like as like how we feel. That shouldn't be everything that like guides us towards wanting to get surgery. You know what I mean? It can help, but so can a like super cute outfit, so can doing your makeup, so can a fresh haircut. Like that changes your spirits, that lifts, you know, that can give you confidence. So you don't necessarily have to go under the knife to make that happen.
Okay. I feel that. Okay. I have a question that I'm going to throw out there. It wasn't part of like the list, because I just come up with questions sometimes as we talk. This one is going to be more of like relationship style. I want your advice on this.
Okay.
Okay. So if a man that provides everything, say like provides a good living, good household, safe household, you don't really have to do nothing. You feel secured, you know, and things like that. If he ends up cheating and you find out, is that a deal breaker to leave him immediately because he made that mistake? I mean, I guess it's not a mistake because he went and did it, but he provides all these good attributes.
So let me go ahead and answer it like I've always thought about. For the women that want a baller, right? Like you want to be with the ball player.
You got to deal with that.
Or the actor or the rapper. You want that, right? But you have to know what it comes with, which is that they're being constantly surrounded by women throwing it at them. And if you want to be in the house, you're the queen, you're the wifey. I think we just got on this topic, right, about cheating respectfully.
Right. Okay.
Right? Like, that's what they called it, right? Cheating respectfully. In other words, I know you're going to do what you do, but don't bring it home. Don't let it be obvious. Don't make me look stupid. And that's how I feel like a lot of relationships end up. Now, it's a little bit harder whenever you're just a regular 9-to-5 guy.
Yeah, if you're a 9-to-5 guy, you ain't got that type of energy yet, my guy. You can't just go out here and just do what the fuck you want to and think it's gonna be cool.
And then you gotta understand, like, if that girl does stay, there's a real big chance she's doing what she wants to do.
She gonna get
anyway.
her get back. I feel like women believe in. They might don't even, because the thing is, I've heard this quote and this, and I feel like it's very real. They say men are like dogs, women are like cats. Men, we shit, but we don't never like cover it up. Like cats, when they, you know what I'm saying? You'll never know because the cats.
Women know how to cheat better.
Exactly, like to the fullest extent, and it's crazy because I hate to go into deep things of like experience, but I feel like men, and I'm not saying this is me or anything like that, but I feel like a man could cheat and then go lay beside their woman like nothing happened.
So there's a saying that says men cheat to stay and women cheat to leave.
Damn.
And that's exactly what you're saying. Like, in other words, that man wants to stay in that relationship because he
Facts.
loves her.
He
That's
loves
his
that woman.
family. He wants to be with her. Like, but maybe she's not giving him everything he needs, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, just like helping, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
There's something missing for him that he feels the need to go and find an outer source, right?
Right.
Women will cheat because, like, you won't leave me, so let me cheat to make you leave me. Like,
That's a dangerous game though, because I'm gonna tell you, women, y'all emotions do get a little like crazy, but men, that's one of the things I think most men can't handle. If we was to walk in and our woman was literally,
just getting knocked down.
man, listen, everybody gotta go and I gotta off myself afterwards. It is what it is. It ain't even no more like it's over with. Cause men can't. That's gonna tear him down from every part. Like, and it's crazy because we put women through so much, and the women really have all the power to just break us down on one thing.
But
And
there's just one thing I always feel, and like I always feel about relationships. If you don't trust that person, you don't love that person.
right,
And why do you want to spend your every single day, your every single moment worrying that they're
Stressing
doing
yourself.
something? Yeah, stressing, right? Like, I've never once looked at my husband and asked, "Are you cheating on me?" I've never once gone. I don't want to go through your phone. I don't
Facts.
like. I don't need to. I don't want to. The moment something comes up, and it's got to be like proof, because nowadays, one, you can't trust a female just walking up to you, or even a guy walking up to you telling you, "Oh, I'm smashing your girl."
Mhm.
Especially people in our industry, because I mean, especially someone like me. Do you know how many fake profiles there are of me? Photoshop pictures of me, Photoshop videos of me, like.
What?
So you can't sit there and think, like, see something and automatically believe that. And especially now with AI, it was the same thing, right? With Taylor Swift, that was one of the first things they did, was make like a Taylor Swift porno, and it was like a whole thing, you know what I mean? So when it comes to cheating, until that female is there and is like, "Look, I'm pregnant, here's the DNA test," like, it's gotta be 100%, because I'm not just gonna believe anyone just coming up to me and be like, "Oh, I'm smashing your man," like,
Right.
or here's text messages. You can easily fake and make text messages and DMs and whatever now, you know what I mean? So unless you got a recording of his voice right there with you talking about, "I love you, baby, F my wife, I only want to be with you," then cool. But and for me, I'm not that person. I cut you off. Like, I'm done. I'm good. I ain't never got to see you again. I ain't got to talk to you again. I don't need nothing from you. I'm good to go. Like,
Okay. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like how you think though, because I feel like, especially when it comes to marriage, something has to be concrete to really just become a problem. He say, she say, that shit is for boyfriend, girlfriend. If we're married, I need to see something like, I need to either catch it with my own eyes or have some hard proof or anything like that happens. Real talk. Because marriage is too expensive now. I ain't gonna lie. Marriage is a financial thing. And I feel like this, and I want to speak on this too. I feel like men are on the downside when it comes to marriage. Most men marry for the woman.
Yes.
And I honestly feel like at the end of the day, you're signing yourself up for a chance to put yourself in a bad situation if things go left. And because there's no winning in your situation with that, because any experience, any like lifestyle you've created, now that goes with them whether they stay or leave. And you have to figure it out from there. And
you know, that's like, you're saying men, but in reality you should be saying breadwinner, because it's whichever one is the
it
breadwinner.
does whoever make the bread.
Yeah.
And a lot of men, speaking of that too, which is very interesting, how would you feel about if like you were the breadwinner in your relationship?
As long as we're both providing in some type of way. So if he's just a great dad at home with the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of everything that needs to be done.
House husband.
Yeah, house husband.
Yes,
Then
Lord.
100%, that's great. That's because childcare is expensive. It's
Yes.
like $600 a week for one kid. Like, that ain't no joke. And so in a lot of cases, I think my dad did it at one point. Like, he was just a house husband and took, you know what I mean? My mom was hustling and my dad stayed home because it was cheaper to just have him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he got a job, it still wouldn't make enough money to have us in daycare being taken care of. You know what I mean? So, no. I'm down with it, but it's not necessarily the women. It's men's ego that gets in the way of that.
Sure.
Like, because men have that caveman mentality that they are the provider. They are the one that's supposed to be giving and making sure their woman is taken care of and secure. And so for the woman to take that place, it hurts a lot of men's ego, and they're not able to handle that. So, I mean, it just depends on the people, but there's a way to balance it, and I think that's what it is, right? Women want to be wanted, but men need to be needed. And so that's where that comes from. And as long as you're making your man feel needed, or, I mean, in any relationship you're in, as long as you're making each other feel wanted and needed, no matter who's financially, you know, providing, it should be able to work. It's really about you two as a couple and you two as a people that are able to work as a team and keep everything in flow. So,
for sure. I like that. I like how you sum things up too. How you like wrap it all back around and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
It's balance. Like, life is all about balance, right? Life and death, growth, and you know, just it's just all about balance, and that's the key to happiness, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely, like I said, the keys to happiness is what we all striving for. That's all everybody really wants, is to be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Money is cool, you know what I'm saying? Popularity is cool, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, being happy is the true, I feel like, desire of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you can't put a price on happiness.
No.
All right, so now we're going to jump to some confessions. So the confessions be a little crazy. Y'all already know how they get. And y'all always be having problems with them, especially the one last week when y'all was talking about the white girl saying nigga, and the dude didn't have a problem with it. You can't judge or say, whoever, people like to live their life how they live, and they don't go off the standards of everybody else. So always remember that. All right, so our first one today is, this one says, me and my girl are bisexual, and we're looking for a third. I've been fucking her ex-boyfriend for a few months. Would I be wrong if I asked her to make him official with us? They broke up because she cheated on him with me, but he over it. So basically...
That's so messy.
Yeah, hold up. This, Clark, Atlanta, by the way. Clark, Atlanta. So the new guy that she's with is fucking with her ex, which they're openly bisexual couple, so he's...
So it's two females?
It's two guys.
Two guys, okay.
Yes, and one female. So the girl that... So the dude that he cheated on her with, like the first dude cheated on him with the new dude she's with now.
Okay.
And she left him because he cheated.
Uh-huh.
Now, the new dude is going back and fucking with the...
Ex-dude.
The ex-dude, and he wants to make him like an official third in their couple, so he want to make them a throuple.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your ex and your current now together in one.
So that's where it becomes an issue, right? Because there's a difference between being a bi couple and being a poly couple, like being open to having a throuple. It really is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for them, it may not be an issue, because if it was him that broke up with her, or her broke up with him because that one cheated on the other one, like, it all seems like they're all coming back around with each other anyways, as if they're all kind of cool with each other. But, I mean, honestly, that just depends on, are you willing to share your person with another person constantly? Not just for a night, not just for a weekend, not just for, like, a temporary moment, but, like, constantly. Some people aren't capable of that, and some people have that jealousy. Just because they like to sleep with men and women doesn't mean they want to share their man or woman constantly.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like low-key just with this situation, I think eventually they would just honestly move her out the whole damn relationship. Because it sounds like they're just...
It's them two that want to be back together.
Exactly. Like, them two are... The reason she left me is because I cheated with you,
Which
but not you.
It's a big thing. Like, there's a lot of men that say they're bi, But in reality, they're just gay, and they're just not ready to admit that they're really not attracted to women and only want to be with men. You know, it takes people a while to figure out who they really are and be able to admit it, not just to themselves, but to their families and to the world and everything like that. But
that's a lot. I feel like for any man, especially if you're like a black man, Hispanic man, you're a man that, you know, always been having to seem to be like tough, you know what I'm saying, and upfront with what the world is presenting and everything like that. It's a lot, and you have to really.
In other words, it's already hard enough to be a man as it is, especially a black man, Hispanic, a man, period. But then you're throwing in extra, you know, variables into it, and it can make it a little bit harder for sure. Because now, not only are you dealing with just being a man and feeling like you have to provide and feeling like you are held to a higher level, but it also then, like, you have the scrutiny of people being homophobic or people being racist or you know what I mean? So it's just another variable of possible hate. I mean, so yeah, it can be really hard to like come out and admit it. I feel like it's easier for women.
Yeah, definitely easier for women. Women can be gay one day and get married the next.
But you know that's men's fault, right? Because y'all think it's hot to see lesbians, but then you don't want to see two gay dudes. Like
it is, and that is the way how it is. Like at the end of the day, so
yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Hypocrisy.
So yeah, that's definitely how it is. So we're gonna have another confession. This confession says, this girl got arrested for stealing out the mall. I used my refund check to get her out of jail. Then she stopped talking to me like she forgot. So I slit 3 of her tires. North Carolina A&T.
Okay. You want to know why she did 3? You want to know why she did 3?
I think it was a he.
Oh, okay. You want to know why he did 3?
Because the insurance cover folks.
Well, that's
Okay. I didn't say he petty as hell. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, but he had to spend his whole refund on her. So I feel him like at the end of the day, like, shit, I spent all my money. You just gonna ghost me like that?
I need y'all to understand every relationship is about opportunity. Whether you want to believe it or not, on both ends, it's about opportunity. For men, it's an opportunity to get sex. For women, it's an opportunity to come up on something. So, I mean, either way, both of them probably got something out of it, and he got his petty get back. So, I ain't mad at him. You gotta do what you gotta do. Because girls be ghosting. We wrong.
Yeah.
With it.
It's easy for y'all to do it too. Like,
oh, yeah. Men think they're the players, but women be quick to like, I don't even know him.
And it's so crazy because this next one, I feel like it's another petty one.
Okay.
So this second one, it says, I took this girl on a few dates, and when I asked for some, she said no. So I reported her to campus PD for selling edibles. She got kicked out of school and lost her scholarship. I felt bad because she let me fuck the day after I reported her.
Oh my God.
Alabama State University. Damn, that's...
Okay, and that one's wrong, right? Because you were just mad that you took me on a couple dates and then you expected some booty, but I didn't give you none yet.
Right.
And that was good enough to fuck up my whole life and livelihood. Me not giving you ass was enough for you to ruin my life. Literally ruin my life. At that point, that's not even petty. Like, you're a coward. You're a piece of shit ass person. And then you want to still fuck me knowing you did that shit.
That's crazy.
And not say nothing to me.
In the moments of him doing that, I wonder what he was thinking, like, damn, this bitch finna get kicked off campus. What I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
I'd sue his ass.
How could you sue him, though?
Huh?
How could you sue him?
Defamation of character.
Hey, you can put that on any goddamn
He planted them drugs on me. It was him.
You feel me? Man, that's so crazy. Man, listen. This last topic, which I feel like is going to be a very interesting one, because I always like to be the devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? I like to see what people will choose. And you said significant men in your life was pops and husband, right? 2 good significant men?
My grandpa and my dad.
Your grandpa and dad. Those are your 2 top significant men in your life.
Yes.
Right? If them 2 was to get into a fight right now, like be throwing down, who you helping out?
Well, I'm gonna help my grandpa because he's older. He's only 7, he's 74.
The man that burnt you?
My grandpa, my dad
What
is
does grandpa
6'3".
win?
That man is built like a linebacker. My grandpa needs some help.
What if grandpa winning?
I mean,
You gonna slap grandpa? You gonna get him off your dad?
listen, they're both getting knocked the hell out for even being stupid enough to be fighting with each other, because we don't do that.
You know, men sometimes, especially I've seen this at a couple family reunions, when the uncles and shit get drunk, everybody like to talk shit, talk how they used to be back in the day. It get competitive, then it get to fighting words.
Yeah.
It'll never fail. So just think of one of them moments, and then it just go up from there, and it just be like, well, what you want to do, motherfucker? Let's go out in the yard. Then
Nah,
it just turns
if it were my dad and my husband, I'm helping my dad. Cause,
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, my husband probably, like you said, probably got too lit and started running his mouth.
Mhm.
And sometimes people deserve to get their ass whipped for running their mouth. Like,
Right.
I beat the shit out of plenty of girls for running their mouth. So, you know, let it be.
Man, listen, I enjoyed this episode so much. Ariel, thank you so much for coming.
It's my
I appreciate
pleasure.
that.
It was a good time.
And we definitely have to run this back again one of these days for
Alrighty.
sure. I want you to let people know where they can follow you at and find you social media and things
Yes,
like that.
please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I got another one of them other channels that you can find as well. All at Ariel Grind, ARIEL GRIND, because that's what I do. I hustle, I grind. That's what it is.
You feel me? And this your boy Easy. This episode 6 and we out. Man.